we go eat your lunch.
My dream team.
I had a feeling that would be included in the throw one way or another, but I'm
Sure.
Thanks, Thorin. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed that though.
That was, yeah,
whatever he was going for there.
You can tell, like, it's so, like, it's so obvious he has them prepared, and you're kind of like, oh god, here we go. But they're always so good, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's part of it that he makes it
well.
over. Yeah, it's overdone on purpose, but it's so good.
Yeah, very well done. But either way, it will be the third and final map here. Also, we're led to believe as we get into Mirage, Gambit versus Renegades. It's been quite the slog. We've been going since 10 o'clock this morning. It's coming up to 1:30 now. And the guys have favoured Renegades on this one. So I tend to agree. I feel like this is a map that they're going to be more comfortable on. I'd like to see a convincing victory. I absolutely agree with that. Like, I'd like to see them actually do well on a map and actually maybe win like 16-7 or something like that. Actually have a game and they're not sweating the entire time. As we get into a Desert Eagle for a Dren on the T side. We're going to stop though, of course, because it's not
what we did last time.
A game of CS without a technical pause at the very beginning. This used to be a thing, like, teams in Sorties did this because their spawn wasn't quite good enough.
Ah,
so,
yep.
So they're like, oh, you know what, let's start again, please. There we go.
Wasn't there also a predictable pattern to the spawn?
Yes, in Source, every 4 rounds, it would reset. It'd be a cycle of 4. So you could predict. It was actually part of the game. It was really cool because then you could, they rush B in round number 1. So round number 4 came up, you're like, they're going to have that spawn again. So just send an extra player there. So it's a bit of a mind game. I thought that was an interesting aspect of the game. But it's removed now. It's all random in CSGO. As we get into the Deagle again for a Dren, we'll follow his movements. He goes towards that A ramp. He's looking for that first kill. He does do some damage towards JKS, but he is firing back. An emphatic style as well as he takes down the first. A lovely little headshot from him. 5 versus 4, but the bomb will be planted as JKS does shut down another.
Jacob will add to it. Renegades won both pistols in the first map, lost both pistols in the second map. Look to start off by winning the pistol in the third on the CT side of Mirage. Desk predicts Renegades to win convincingly, finally.
Yeah, I tend to agree. They've actually won the pistol here in a nice fashion. That was a very...
Well, that's it. It's over then.
Yeah?
I'm just
it's
being
done?
facetious based on... Carry on.
It will be, I'd assume, the eco for Gambit at this point. Oh, hello. Heard that a couple of times. That lovely magic button turns up. AK
what does it mean?
I don't know. I have no idea. Mo with the tactical purchases, what we've been calling this. Here buys 1 AK. The idea to shut down as many of the opposition's weaponry going into that next round. It's working out quite well so far. Nifty didn't see that coming. So it's now 5 versus 4, excuse me, as we'll see whether they can recover. So it's unlikely Gambit win this round, but they can find like 2 or 3 scalps, knowing they're going to buy up the next round regardless. That's going to be fantastic for them.
So with Nifty down and the tactical purchase, tact purchase, we'll see if they can extend. They could not pick up the weapon from Nifty, a bit too far. A bridge too far, Henry. JKS in the sight. Waits for the entrance from Palace. Second guesses it, but still recovers. Not spotted as he wanted to change his accuracy towards Sandwich. It's Mo that gets the shot. And maybe get the gun. Mo still with that AK and 3 kills on it. It certainly suffices, but how much more can they expect from it, I should say. Excuse me. He's got to get the ace at this point in time. Thankfully, he's got a bit time to work with. Unfortunately, he does not have the bomb to do so, and there was a Molotov on top of it. He's going to rotate back around toward Palace. 28 HP, 25 seconds.
But he's already done the damage at this point. 3 kills and that 1 AK purchase. That's $900 for the next round as well. He won't win the round, of course, but he's made things very problematic for the next one. Renegades will only have 2 players survive, and the AKs come out in full force for Gambit going into this round. They'll probably have 1 player who's on a pistol only, but that doesn't really matter. It's going to be Hobbit this time. They have to drop the AK for Mo. He's got another full buy. 3 kills to his name. And they'll have smokes available, 4 of those. But Hobbit just on that pistol, but that's not really a problem. We'll have a look at the final complexion of Renegades here. They get 5 M4s. Actually not too bad, all things considered, but it does set up a massive reset potential here if Gambit can pull this one off.
Some Mo behind the smoke starts to fire back toward the window as well. Mir, top of the box, is confident in his stance. So tactical as it may be with the AKs, they managed to bring out more in this round due to the early buy. Hobbit obviously has to sit with the CZ. Mo back a weapon. And as you said, they've done the damage. Yeah, they'll swap. I expected that was going to happen next, is that Mo already on 31, they'll swap it back. But the fact that he did so much damage, this is a chance for Gambit to really grab the bull by the horns. Nifty with 2, Mir already above, manages 1, quick switch on the gun, a bit of a common issue in certain situations, and ends up costing him, as Doja will get Azza as well. We sit 2-2 with bomb to be planted on B, and no one directly in the site, so rotation's required. Gonna go the long way, underpass to the apartments, as you call them, Henry, and 1 on catwalk.
Apartments indeed. Jacob will be coming from that area. The 2 J's of Renegades coming through, JKS and Jacob. As Ren and Dosu to defend. This was looking like a very convincing Renegades round, but overcommitting potentially that low HP player in CPR. They gave a frag away, and this could all fall apart at this point. A bomb sticking away, not really much time at this stage. You have to find these kills right now. They're going to stand any chance at all. Not going to happen. It's going to be a Gambit round all day long, as Dosia waits for the final frag to come in. Even though he doesn't get it, they still win. And that's another disappointing collapse from Renegades. They really did have that round under their control.
Gone is the gun as well for Nifty.
Oh, really? He went down as well?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Too close to the bomb. So 2-1, and
that's the reset.
Well, that's where I was going. Even though they only kept 1 for Gambit, the early buy, and then that, it works. The early economic damage that the first AK caused has now instantly hit them with the reset.
That's really harsh, and that could have been a really strong start for Renegades. That was their round with the first 2 picks. Then maybe overcommitted too much towards short, and they're going to go for a 5-man stack in the window. We're seeing this quite a lot these days. It does actually work out quite nicely. You see, you've got 5 USPs causing damage there. They dink up 2 players, one of which was a kill. 3 on 4, though. They won't recover much from it, so it's unlikely to get a round victory, but still make things a little bit unnerving. As we'll see it now go to the 4 on 2. Yustilo and Jacob doing whatever they can to find a weapon here and potentially save it.
Remember, winner of this map survives. They go 1 and 2 in this event. Loser's gone. At a scoreline of 0-3, both these teams have had highlights within the last 12 months. That includes a major for Gambit, despite changes of sense, but they've been consistently performing at events. Not to that same level, but come to expect results from them. Certainly don't expect 0-3s, and Renegades has been a team on the rise for quite some time, so likewise for them. So no question it would be a disappointing result for either. Take him. Quick peek. Nothing he can do about this round. Again, it was the reset, so he doesn't have any guns to work with. Hobbit's already gone through the window. Jacob's heard it. Just trying to play it out. Shoulder peek. Desperate for a kill and a gun. Hobbit's got 100 HP. That's got whittled down to 20, but he gets the kill. 2-2.
There we go. 2-2. Wasn't much to report in that particular round because Gambit just had the pistols up against them. Money, not too bad for Renegades this particular round. If they can bring out the orb once again, they'll be kicking themselves. They couldn't find that 3-0 at the very start. Gambit started to stabilize at this point. They'll bring out the orb for Mo, who's been fantastic throughout. He had a pretty massive performance on Cash with 50-plus frags. He was quadruple overtime, but still wasn't really missing many shots whatsoever. You can see some compromises for Renegades to get 2 UMPs of FAMAS. The orb's out, but Nifty's got no armor, so lots of contributing factors as to why this round could fall apart. Nifty hunts for the first kill, looks towards short, but his player's already beneath him. Down he goes, easy for Mir, and that's going to be another opening pick that Gambit can capitalize on. Let's see if they go for the fast commitment as they're trying to fend them off, but JKS now left the UMP. You feel like his days are numbered as they start to encroach in his position.
Mir. Molotov's behind him. Mo gets caught in it, nowhere to go. I didn't see if he was trying to get up the stairs as well and was blocked, but either way he goes down. Second Molotov went toward jungle. It's Doja taking damage, but Hobbit finding the kill. It's responded, and Hobbit's got to do it alone. 2 kills. He's still out, far away. I say far away, he's within reason because the bomb's not in the hands of Hobbit. So even though there's no line of sight, he could start to go get that now. It does allow Yustilo to get closer to A. Just to note as well, despite that this is an elimination match, they won't be the first team chronologically eliminated. Still at 0-3, but NRG is 2-0'd against Vici Flash Gaming.
So they're the first team to bow
Vici
out?
Gaming Flash, I suppose it is. VG Flash. They are.
Okay, then. Well, there we go. As the Hobbit makes his way towards B, he has got the site open. Goes to the default plant here. Ustillo, really not the ideal weapon to try and win this one. He's not actually an AWPer at all. So, especially on the retake, this is really far from ideal.
Remember how close Vici was to beating SK to start this event off as well.
16-1 in the first map.
Polar opposite for 0-3 in the bigger picture. Ustillo to clear out behind the van in the one-on-one, but Hobbit is not in that location. 10 seconds required on the defuse. Gives Hobbit an eternity to work with. And he'll take his time in doing so. Ustillo has to run with the AWP. Hobbit spots him going across. Slight damage, but they'll both get away. The round to Gambit, 3-2 on the T side.
Both of them away indeed, and it's another round where Renegades, they had an advantage, and it slips away. Even with the lesser weaponry, it felt like the recovery from the A commitment from Gambit as they went in towards the site. They didn't check sandwich. JKS was able to do some good work with the UMP. Leads to a 1-versus-1, but like I said, Ustillo didn't have the defuse kit or much utility. With the AWP on his back as well, was not the ideal situation for him, and it will be Gambit to take the lead here in the third and final map. And it will be the AWP save, though. That'll be given towards Nifty. They'll have some upgraded pistols, but no real investment apart from that. Ustillo has armor left over. So really, they should be giving maybe only the upgraded pistols to him. But they won't as we get into round number 6 here.
Mo just waiting at the L turn. Bottom of the A turn, A main stairs. Nifty's gotten Hobbit to start it off. He's definitely, of all the players in the server, the most common to find the opening pick. I'm sure that would be the case throughout the whole series.
Yeah, he's doing a good job in that respect. It's going to take a few more, though. Considering the lack of firepower they have across the board. 2 players with default weaponry. As Mir helps himself towards jungle, going to smoke that off. Presumably focus on the site itself. He knows one player's in towards Palace. Spotted the legs there. As they go in together, he's just about to find 2 in the back. First. He's still tucked away in the corner there, but it's not like he'll be able to do much with it. Still with that pistol. He does get 1, maybe even a second. This could get a little bit problematic. Dren, though, recovers the situation. Nifty's left with 3 kills to find, but could deny the plant here. Oh no, he missed it.
Yeah, that's a big miss. Big miss. That was his only chance, really. He would have brought it to a 1-versus-2 and knows that there's a magnet on the ground, meaning they would have had to go to the bomb. That advantage gone. He still finds a Dren. He's gotten 2 kills, but all the time that goes on, his pace is limited. Position as well. Mir gets behind. We go 4-2 Gambits. 4 in a row.
Indeed we do. So there we go. It will be Renegades now. With money available, Nifty can get the AWP again. But Gambit looking quite comfortable. 4 rounds in a row for them after being 2-0 down. It's Renegades who tipped by the analysis team to maybe have a convincing victory here. It's looking anything but right now. But we'll see. Still very early days on the CT side, which is slightly more favoured. Jacob and JKS to patrol the connector with their M4s as are towards short. Trying to make sure the mid controls is not an option for the terrorist forces here as Gambit start their campaign on the default.
Canadian. Great damage onto Jacob, and that should spell who the end. I say that. I think the smoke may have extinguished just enough of the corner to keep him alive, but the bullets will find him instead from Hobbit, so he was well aware of the situation. Here we'll take over the ladder as mid control has been established, and therefore they can comfortably start to approach B. Smoke downs means that, Mir can't see through the vent to jungle. He may have been able to spot Azza. If not for that, the Vent does get blown out. Mir takes damage from it as it gets on 15, so an exchange that goes relatively equal both ways. They'll stay alive. Mir won't have the availability or the option to be quite so aggressive with limited HP, but he can still get the information as required. Admitted the other three will be more comfortable to work inside of the site. And Dren realized that he didn't hit the ground immediately, and there could only be one reason for it. Turns around to find Ustillo underneath. It's Nifty that responds, but it's still going the way of Gambit. Another plant ensues, and a 4 versus 2. AWP and an M4 on the retake.
Yeah, they can't do anything about this, and that's a save straight away. Gambit just completely over on the B-bombs, and again, slow default to start. Find that first pick, then coordinate themselves up short, and of course the apartments, and there it is. It will be the bomb planted, and Nifty and JKS with nothing to do. It's only Nifty that even gets a single frag, as B just falls over. They really can't get going here on the CT side. It's going to be 5 rounds in a row, but it is maximum loss bonus. The 2 weapons saved, it can probably get an okay buy into the next round, but Dosi's coming hunting. Comes through towards that A site. Bomb goes off, of course. We'll see if anyone can actually survive. On the Renegade side, looks like they will. 5-2 now on the T side of Mirage. The third and final map, just to reiterate, loser of this particular map will be going home out of the tournament 0-3. Be a cutting way to exits. All of the maps and games, I should say, are best of 3. It's not like you got really unlucky and lost overtime game in a best of 1. You do get a considerable amount of chances. It's a long format, but I guess want to be favoured by the teams. You can afford a lot of mistakes, as they do sort of force buy into this one. They're just going to have that saved AWP and M4 and then pistol and armor around it, saving some of the cash. 1,500 on a few of them and then 2K on the rest. He still doesn't buy much more than the CZ, as the Molotov's going towards A again. 3 players at the A ramp, now make it 4. Mir to hold middle. CTs could do something with this one, as has to deliver, but they fall back. Maybe sensing there's a bit of a stack going on. Ustillo, he'll find Mir, who is alone towards mid, gets towards that window area after jumping in there himself. And he'll actually take the AK and hold B now, so they've got a fighting chance here.
Mo with the AWP. Will protect Hobbit as he gets closer to the corner. Ustillo is inside of the B site. The rest are on A and aggressively positioned with 2 of the pistols. JKS back to the window. Doja. Connector, but watch the push. Dren's ready for it, but doesn't find the kill. The CZ75 does instead. 5 HP, speaking of that number. And an AK picked up, though, and that might be enough, given that they're in a 5 versus 2. Great shot from Mo to find Nifty. They want to go toward B. But that means confronting Ustillo, who's behind the bench, and they never consider it. Had to be slightly optimistic on their approach with such a little amount of time. Just go in and hope that no one is going to be covering off those angles. Mo now trying to save the AWP. We'll go against the current and toward the rotation. Try and be undetected in doing so.
Well, Renegades have done it. It was a difficult round for them. Jacob takes another. That's Mo getting no cash into the next round, but he's still got plenty of residual money for round number 9 here. But Renegades, after finding the first pick, it was Mir that got caught out towards the window area. At that point, he still got the AK-47. They're finding the kills one by one. The AWP comes into play, and Renegades get a much-needed lifeline here as they find themselves at 5-3 down. Deagle for Dosia, and his teammates with the rifles and the AWP, but the money's starting to become a bit of a factor here, as they're trying to wait for the smoke to bloom before firing off some AK bullets. Need to be very careful though with Mo on the other side. Obviously the AK will show traces. But another default round here, very slow-paced game so far. As we get into round number 9 here, in terms of any aggression with the CTs. Nifty's pushing towards the B apartments. That's about as exciting as it gets for now.
So Hobbit wants to work out, as you say, from the underpass. Ustillo is still going to hold off from Catwalk, and he's forced out by way of flames. Doesn't want to walk around the corner and go immediately to connector yet, so he has to sit and hold an angle toward the window, hoping that they won't peek to go along with those flames in conjunction with them, because didn't have the coverage to go to connector as of yet. When he goes, try and take advantage of the wooden window and its fragility, but he won't get anything on the other side of it. Very, very marginal damage onto Jacob. Now they've got position, and at the time they find that position, it is when the window peak comes in. Great awareness and timing from Azza, finds two, but Mir had gone by and once again gets toward that ladder control. Makes it work. Jacob, sandwich. Tasty as well. Gets 1+1, the assist for JKS, who then closed the round himself to make it 5-4. So Renegades find 2 in a row to bring it back. Yeah,
looking much more confident now. A bit of a resurgence after winning that partial bye with the AWP, 5-4. Very early days still. They can pull this half back as a tactical timeout by Gambit is called as the money starts to diminish. Looks like an eco is in store for them. They're going to get $2,400 into the next round on top of their 2K right now. So I don't think a partial buy or a force will come through. Just wait till the opportunity to get the AKs out again. Maybe you can afford PT50s at best. But I would say just Glocks, no armor would probably be the best port call right now as they call for the unpause. Adren chiming in there, trying to give his 2 cents on the situation and what they should be doing, what the problems are so far. Is Azza, though, having a pretty easy time of spraying them down from the window. They had their timing off a little bit with the smoke there. Assumed it would be clear. It was anything but. It's like I said, full eco in store as they just bring out 1 PT50. That's about it. Round 10, and they might just be going towards being hopefully defied Nifty or something like that. If he misses a shot, everyone pounds on him, but it's Ustillo who's waiting there with the AK. Easy shot, takes down Adren. Nice work with the incendiary. Might segregate a couple of them. It's good for that. Mir will wait in the corner, but let's see whether we can do anything. The only player with an upgraded pistol there.
Shots collectively from the AK and M4. Pistols so far haven't done much. Ustillo takes the only damage, and it's just 19. We'll work inside of the A cave. JKS finds 1, 2, and 3. Does manage to turn around fast enough to find Doja. Hard to hit a headshot on a crouch target in front of you when you've only got a pistol. 5-5. Good response. That was after the timeout from Gambit, so we'll see what the plan was called this round, or was called last round for this round, now that they get guns back.
Absolutely right. Not really much to report this round, but there's JKS showing us that he's not out of the series just yet. Quite a tournament for him, but looking much better there. AK's out, no AWP for Mo. Round 11, and Nifty with some fancy footwork towards middle. Great shot to pluck Mo out the air there. Always been a very fast and snappy player. He shows us what good movement can do for you as a CS player. 5 versus 4, Mir taken out of the equation. And now they slow right down and try and recover.
Mo behind the boxes in middle has Hobbit to work underneath. So Adren back around through spawn with bomb toward A. A loss of a man, but a presence in mid to try and take A. This time they'll smoke the window late so as not to get caught working in connectors, as it took full advantage of that last time. 1-2-1. 1 connector, 2 main, 1 palace. Bomb is main, which means it has to transition across the site, which means first and foremost removing JKS, and second getting utility down so as not to be spotted from jungle. Keep in mind, they've also got a player at Firebox, so a very forward stance from Renegades. They need to find them both, and they have. Jacob is traded out. JKS went down without a fight, and suddenly it's all Gambits to play for. Despite being a man down, they had great recollection of where the danger spots were on their approach. It's the bomb planted in Nifty. With the AWP, we'll start to process what's going on inside of the site, but even now, he'll back away because his teammate had already made the call clearly. Ustillo's nowhere near the site.
3-on-2. Nifty can't do much about this. Nice shot towards the vent, but the round has slipped by. 2 kills for him in total, but it's Dosia and Adren to stay alive here and guarantee they maintain the lead at this point. 6-5 in their favor. Will be Dosia to make sure he salvages anything on the ground. Couldn't find much at all, though. Needs to be saved. In terms of Renegade's cash, should be relatively strong. I believe it is. He's got 10k on Jacob, and he's still at 12 for JKS. They're pretty much set for the rest of the half at this point. clear who's going to run away with this one just yet. As we get into round number 12 here. Mo presumably has the AWP at this point. He does not. He actually go down to the AK. Dosier's gone to Galil. He's one of the players that survived in the previous rounds. Quite a selfless act. Give over the AK and take the Galil for himself. That costs $2,000 as opposed to $2,700 for the AK. Consider a lesser weapon, but it has got 35 bullets. You know how to use it properly, can still find plenty of kills. Round 12 here, and a more of an aggressive stance from the CTs. Jacob and Azza with the back-to-back formation, one watching top and middle, one watching the underpass. Trying to watch each other's back. Can all fall apart if one of them dies, though. Nifty will be there to back them up. We have a bit of a stalemate here. No one committing towards middle just yet.
Mo wants to. Oh, nade pulled when he does. Whether not expecting someone or just slightly misidentifying the distance to do the angle in which is available for Jacob. Either way he goes down, it's brought back, however, by Mir, but he goes on 13, so still slight advantage, if you will, to Renegades. Molotov thrown. Oh, Azza was about to look away. That would have given Hobbit free access. The fact that he spots it, Azza now identifies that he's there. Rather than wait for him to walk out, he'll take mid. He'll take more than mid. He's going to push through Horseshoe as well. Now, this does require response. If he's not going to sit toward the boxes and get all the information as to middle, he certainly will get a flank kill on Mir. They need a second player to watch where the underpass player, the Molotov that was thrown, where Hobbit is gone, and it'll presumably be Connector at this point in time. He can confirm that by the way of getting a kill in T-spawn. That was looking toward A. They'll be ready, or will they? Because Hobbit gets back inside of the window room and the vent far sooner than they were expecting. I would have thought that was prepared for. Still, though, they are ready for the take. Hobbit making it awkward, but goes down in the end to Nifty.
Great recovery from Renegades. The A bomb site seems under lock and key right now, as that's another reset for Gambit. 6-6. They might have to eco for the last couple of rounds here. We'll see. They've got about 2K per player right now. The tactical timeout might just have to be the Glocks once again. Not the most compelling rounds come through when it's just Glock, no armor. See if they can make anything of it. Not a single dollar invested. I say that Mir just get a flashbang towards the end. They probably go like 4 in the A apartments. One flash out. Hope they get a plant with one trade. That would be my guess at least. Yeah, they're smoked out though. Here comes a flash. One by one they'll go, but they might be able to get a kill here. They're doing a good job with that at least. No bomb to be planted, but at least the round's over. Nice and quick that one. And it will be 7-6. Money out again. But Renegades recover after being, what are they, 5-2 down. Managing to pull it back to 7-6 in their favour. Round number 14 coming through. Nifty back on the orb. We'll see whether Gambit can post another couple of rounds.
With 12-1 in the bank as well. $12,000 for Nifty. And he'll go window. Gets there quickly with confidence. Smoke lands catwalk. Top mid. JKS to face A main. 3 players staring him down. Doji gets the kill. That brings Jacob back out from Connector. He's aware that he has to compensate for the loss. A nade goes in, but only a slight bit of damage onto a Dread. They were already pushed toward Tetris. Nifty gets ready, but Hobbit holds the rotation. And Nifty's got to rely on Usillo to get in first as he's jumping up. He's caught by a Dren who finishes out 7-7.
Well, there's finally a bit of flamboyance there from Gambit, showing us they have got some world-class talent there. Great shots coming forward. Dren showing us that AK-47 definitely still is potent as they tie things up 7-7. It's the final round of the first half. A split coming in from Gambit works very effectively. And money's still absolutely fine for both teams here. Orbs out once more. Even residual cash left over for the Renegades, so they were in a very promising position. But who is going to win the half? The question on everyone's mind right now. As they're going for the hero play towards the underpass. Going to put it off. Takes a nade to the face, so probably going to be traded out at this point. And he can't escape the nade. Fumbles the movement slightly. And down he goes. But Nifty keeps hitting the shots. Finds his 14th of the half so far. See if he can find a couple more. 4 on 3 for now.
So bomb recovered by Mo back at spawn. They left it there. He'll head to middle rather. In fact, they'll play out the time a little deeper. He'll head to middle rather than taking it immediately into the apartments. And leave it once more toward the horseshoe. No noise made by Justillo as he gets into the corner. Smoke down in close corner. Is that suggestive enough for Adren? Smoke, Molotov, Justillo's waiting, but his elbow shows. Timid exchange, and Justillo gets the better of Adren.
Well, this is looking great for Renegades to finish things off. 4 versus 2, but they have given a few of these away so far in the series. Of course, Gambit will go for it, and that's a great start. The incision has been made. Jacob removed from the map, but Justillo surely guarantees the round at that point. He's low HP, but the bomb's down in the apartments, and we'll see if Mir can do anything about this. At this point, Justillo just wants to waste as much time as possible. Can't really do much about that, probably has to go down, but I think that's it. He's got it down to about the 10-second mark, and there's no chance for Mir to even plant. And Nifty finishes things off. It's an 8-7 lead for Renegades as the half comes in. Not the most convincing on the CT side, but still absolutely fine. Remember, they did win the pistol, but then after the force buy situations in the 3rd round and that tactical purchase in the 2nd, they found themselves hamstrung, and it was 5 rounds in a row for Gambit. They were up 5-2, but all of a sudden, the Nifty train started to pull into the station. He gets 15 frags in total, and JKS finally showing us that he is still capable of posting big numbers. Looks very, very quiet this series, but that's much better as we get into the final half of the series. What a series it's been. We started at 10 o'clock map. It's now 2 p.m.
Wow.
So there we go.
It's remarkable. By my arithmetic, that's 4 hours, Henry.
It is. That's quite a series, and we're not done yet.
Certainly not at an 8-7 scoreline. Closest halftime score we've had yet. Might go all the way. Renegades start the assault. 2 smokes, 3 flashes, and a decoy. No armor. Didn't mention the Molotov, did I? Poor guy. Got left out.
Poor little guy.
So Adren waits on the balcony. And he should, and he's second and will. Spots 1, and then when he repeaks, suddenly they've multiplied. 3 of them staring him down will get the opening kill, but it won't give them everything they need to get inside of the site because Mo's rotated quick toward the bench. Hobbit's done damage as well. Hazza, though, will immediately take out Mo and has already spotted the backside of Mir. In all of this, they realize that means rotations have arrived, so why not try and go back toward A? Well, Hobbit's why. He stands on catwalk. He heard them coming as they were a little bit rushed in doing so. And he'll find the kills, but not the round. Justillo and Nifty end up pushing all the way through as the rotation went back the other direction, and they capitalize on it.
Certainly do. Renegades pick up the 2nd pistol, and it's going to be a pause. I assume this is technical, considering they just won the round. Oh, it's tactical, in fact. Maybe knowing they make a lot of mistakes in these sort of rounds. Mirage can be a difficult one. Lots of stacks available. You have to commit to a site, really, before you get the real information as to what's going on. So I'll take a tactical and just work out where they're going to position themselves here in this much needed anti-force buy situation. It's very likely that Gambit will bring out Deagles and armor. But for now, just going to be bringing out the single AK Galil for Jacob. Azza with the UMP. Nifty might take not much more than a pistol to allow him to get the early AWP out. Unpause coming in. In terms of the force buy for Gambit, I haven't seen much yet. Only 1 player purchasing armor. That's Mir. Coming to the end of the freeze time now. Surely they purchase a bit more than this. That's going to be it. They get 1 Deagle and 1 set of Kevlar. Mir gets Kevlar USP. That's not really a thing. But there you go.
All the way up middle, he'll go with the USP. Justillo's already inside of A main. They've walked out from, I shouldn't say walked out, they're at the doorway of Palace. They can see toward the jungle. They didn't exactly look towards CT stairs, but they'll do so now. Molotov, not a smoke to hold that position. Pistols!
What?
Doing very well. Maybe smoke would have been better served as Hobbit hits a long shot. Dren got 1 on the board as well with the Deagle. It's all been turned around since, but watch out because Nifty's low. Mir's going to find another. Gun available now-ish. Okay, it is now. You still has forced off. I was going to say, he still could peek that to try and disallow him from grabbing it. It's a UMP, and it's UM empty as it's down on the ground. Yet again, Adren, still though in a one-on-one with Ustillo. No kit. Knows Ustillo's at A main, but Ustillo now knows he's nowhere near, not near enough, I should say. I shouldn't say nowhere near, but not near enough to the bomb to have the defuse go his direction.
Oh,
so the round secured, and I think you're right.
Oof, close, but indeed he does. No armor, and trying to get away with the glill, not going to happen for him. They did take a pretty much full eco there. That was weird for me. I thought Gambit would at least get CZs out. 3 default pistols, and then one of them with USP armor. I think Mir was ready to force buy, and his teammates kind of cancelled at last second. So keep the money strong. Let's close it out with gun rounds instead. I'm not mad about it. I think that's still a wise thing to do. Keep the money strong for the first gun round, as we'll get into number 18 here, PT-50s and the Deagle. That's about all Gambit will use here. No armor this time. As Jacob brings out the MAC-10. Slower default at this point. Looks like an A split will be coming in eventually with 3 players towards top and middle, 2 at the A ramp. But there is a mid push from the CTs. Actually, 4 players making their way up. Could cause some damage here, especially if they line up for them. But it's been nifty with both the frags. And Azzo with a couple as well. Adren hits another lovely Deagle shot, but can't get the second. 3 players survive. So far, so good for Renegades. 11-7 as we enter round number 19 here.
Gambits will bring out the big guns. The biggest of them all, in fact. Mo on the AWP. Out of spawn. Clear favorite in terms of manpower toward middle. Look back at the previous action, but Nifty and Co. have already set up shop toward the top middle. For some reason, we're getting quite a bit of chunk, but now we're back into it. Excuse me. Okay, so even though we went out of the replay, I was confused because I thought we were back into a different round. There was 2 kills top mid. That was irrelevant. We were looking back altogether. So the replay machine was having the issue. It threw me for a loop. Mir, has already gone down in the site, but not before getting 2 kills. Jacob gets to connector. It's Dozia that sneaks in from behind, pushing out on catwalk from B. They'll still get a bomb plant, Renegades. They make it a little bit more than that with Az's great kill towards CT stairs. That's going to give him the option to continue being aggressive. And Hobbit, I was going to say Mo Hobbit, not ready for the flash and gets called off as well. Back to a 2-2, and Az is going to do it again. What a round from him.
Yeah, well recovered. First shot wasn't exactly spot on, but now Dosia has to be. He's got no kit and 2 players to find, but he'll get nothing done at all. Well played to Azza. Absolutely nailed it towards CT spawn. 12-7. That should be eco once again for Dosia and Co. They're going to be looking down the barrel of a 0-3 elimination in their first tournament with Mir. First tournament, well, I guess returning in-game leader role for Dosia. And a team that won the major last year. You'd think this is such a fall from grace. Everything just seems to be getting worse and worse for them as they continue to plummet. Renegades have a huge upper hand here looking for round number 13.
Still up. Good collection of Adren. Mir tries to do what he can with the Deagle. He's done significant damage, but he can't find the kill as they got together to take him down. He does the same onto Doja. Pushes all the way through just as Azza did last round. And what a round that is as well, because it puts them on 12 against a reset Gambit to make it 13. This could have easily been 11-8 and potentially the other way, make it 11-9 given the economy. So hero play from Azza to start off the second half.
Yeah, great to see him have those sort of contributions. In terms of the score, well, let's have a look, shall we? It's been a while, a hot minute. Azza with 22 kills, of course, after that great performance in the previous round and 2 in this one. He takes the top position. Mo, just to note, Matt, he's on 4-17 after that sick performance on Cash, right? 50 kills. Now finds himself 4 kills. And one of the most influential map for AWPers you can possibly have, Mirage, right? We always talk about the big names, like Guardian's playing Mirage. Say, right, it's all about Guardian. Fallen's playing it. It's all about the AWPers. And Mo, 4-17. How can he go from looking like one of the hardest hitting AWPers on the server to not existing whatsoever? Still time to recover, but it's running out rapidly.
Well, perhaps the endurance is starting to be a factor. Timeout again from Doja. Now they'll certainly lament their missed opportunity of closing out Game 1. If Renegades are able to win this in 3, They'll have lots of time to stew it over, as they will dearly depart.
Dearly beloved. They go for the double orb setup to try and save the day here. Gambit, 2 tack pauses remaining. Renegades have got 3. Let's see whether this is the formula to save them. Hobbit to help out the orbing responsibilities. He's top frag on 17 kills.
Mo ready for the arrival. Nifty will Molotov the window. Need the underpass as they back off from the position as a result of it. Jacob and Ustillo still waiting to get out from the palace as the flames finally extinguish in that position. And they have to know the timing of that. Mir does. He's looking up in that direction. Manages only one, and Mo responds. He still survives with the AWP, which means he's still in a position of which he can strike on the 2 players entering A, but forced off by a Molotov. The flash catches both, and when his vision's restored, he's quicker than Azad to the trigger. And as a result, it's a 3-on-1 in the favor of Gambit.
This is looking much better for them. JKS hasn't really set the world on fire with clutches today, but this would be a great opportunity to do so. Hold up. AK in hand, making his way through to the sites. 45 seconds to work with here. If he can find Dosia, that's enough. 2 versus 1, very possible at that point. But Dosia's got such a nice angle on him. I don't think he really stands a chance. He'll just be looking towards the steps at this point. JKS trying to get down silently. Does well so far, but I think he's not going to check shadow at all, and he'll be spotted by Dosia in about 3 seconds. There it is, and it will be the kill for him. So, could have been something great, but a little bit disappointing in the end. 13-8. 3 players survived for the Gambit side, but the reinvestment of the grenades definitely sets himself up for that reset potential again. We'll have a look at the final cash as we get into this round. I want to just point that out, just because lose this one, you'll be 14-8 down, and the money could be completely removed as they buy the utility up. $0 for Hobbit, 1,000 for Adren, 1,000 for Mir, 2K on Dosia and Mo. So this is just a must-win round. Can't afford to lose this one. First shot doesn't land for Mo, but the grenade might. Doesn't connect. And he still has many doors to shot, but he's done for. Surely. Somehow gets away with it. Adren misses the shot. And Mo trying to keep his eye on him at this point, but he still could be in a spot of bother there. Holds up in that position. It's going to be a B finish. Flashbangs to go in towards B, and then I guess you still can just hold and watch short, meaning they don't really have to focus on that area when the retake comes in.
In they go. Flashes, but Hobbits posted up against a wall and a little bit forward of their detonation point. Is able to strike with the AWP. He's not able to back up toward the van, though. He's gonna have to go shotgun op style. They don't actually rush him down, though. That gives Doja an angle to the window, and now Hobbit's able to back off, elongate himself in a fashion in which he's able to find another kill onto Jacob. And Nifty's left with very little to work with. 13-9 is our likely outcome.
Yeah, I don't think he can do a lot with this. Really harding up. What's the fast B approach? Ustillo somehow surviving during his excursion towards the CPL area, but did go down eventually, and it's down to Hobbit hitting some great shots at that secondary orb. See Nifty looks pretty calm about it. He knows they've still got a lead here. This would be so disappointing to crash out in this tournament after having a 13-8 lead. I think they'll be on an eco now. Indeed, they've got about 3K per player. Can afford to buy into the next. A bit of a partial buy is in store as Gambit start to get back into this one now, looking for double digits on the CT side.
Double digits and double ops. Double ops against pistols is, I don't know, sometimes I get worried by that.
Yeah, definitely. It takes us a couple of missed shots and could be out of it. There's rushing apartments, flash attack comes in, but the spray down, not successful, but Mir's there to pick up the pieces. Mo rotated in time, and it's actually not too exciting towards the end of it. Just 1 kill picked up for Renegades, no bomb plants, and the 10th round achieved for Gambits. So that's a very common strategy when you just got the pistols, send 4 players apartments, 1 flash out, hope the missed shot comes in. If it's the AWP or a CT spawn, you can lock him down, but wasn't actually too uncomfortable in the end. Full buy though for Renegades, round number 24. Presenting a lot of defaults so far. They have got a few set pieces to bring to the table. Haven't done many of them just straight away towards the A site. Maybe they'll deploy one of those momentarily. Mo, very quiet game from him so far now. 9 kills, getting back into it. He was on 4 a couple of rounds ago, so that's great. And he continues to find kills through the smoke while Flash, that's used to going down.
So obviously picking up the pace is Mo on the CT side. Traditionally speaking, CT sides are better suited to AWP players. Speaking of, Hobbit will be the second, and he's on catwalk trying to spot toward the boxes. Good play from Adren. He'll take out Azit. And now it's a 5 versus 3 Renegades. Slowly having that lead taken and clawed away from them. As Nifty gets Hobbit back, it gives them some opportunity because it opens up catwalk. It forces a rotation off of middle, and they might be able to take advantage of that with 57 seconds left on the clock. JKS will rotate to join his team. B looks the destination. Adren on catwalk with Doja in the sight. And Adren's going to go aggressive. Oh, I would have loved to have seen that from Nifty's perspective because he missed the first shot, had to get forced off the angle, and then nailed him on the repeak. Meaning Doja's the only one left. So this could be big for Renegades if they can pull it back. Doja cleverly waits and peeks out toward the catwalk rather than watching the apartments. Finds Jacob as well, and it's now a 1 versus 2 for JKS. Bomb recovered and immediately, I take it back, planted. He would have been, I think, better suited to stick the plant. I say that and they both peak. That could have fallen apart, but there wasn't much time to recover even if he found 1 kill.
It was very close. Good attempt there by Renegades, but it can feel more signs of what we've seen in the past. As soon as they get in touching distance of actually winning a series, you can see they start to lose control of the situation. The money starts to spiral out of control. They're now on 3K per player, but maximum loss bonus coming in next. Anyone's game at this point. As Gambit pounce on the chance of stopping the plant there. Round number 25 as they flash towards middle. No aggressive play from the CTs just yet. Bit of a partial buy from Renegades with the PT50s. Nifty just on the Glock smoke combo. Suggests they'll go towards B with just a few smokes down, flash over, see if they can shut down a potential double orb setup, but that doesn't exist anymore.
So Doja waits close to the wall as well on B. Pistols for Renegades. We could well have a 1-point game between the two as Doja starts to get a little more inquisitive, in fact. At the B apartments, he'll push all the way to the kitchen. Molotov's still down, which means they can't peek him, but now with the smoke and that gone as well, he's got to be posted and ready. No one else in the apartments with him. I imagine he goes down here. The question is, how many can he get before that happens? The first one's easy. They're not close enough to refrag, to trade it immediately, but they still manage a 1-for-1, which is a good situation, considering there's now an M4 in that hallway for them to recover. Not uncommon, you might see a second player push up with to support that against pistols, but Doja just gives away the M4. Window covered off by Mo, at least with the AWP, but the flash timing is perfect. Hobbit, he suspects that one's gone in, and he makes 2 on it. Looked away, could have perhaps caught them out. Great accuracy. Nifty with 1 in return, but he's the last alive. Drive-by shooting on Mo, M4 picked up. A couple quick shots. Certainly reveals that he's gotten the weapon in his hands, but how do they approach it? Because they still have to get him out from behind the bench. Good news is they've got the bomb. They don't necessarily have to be aggressive. Mir still goes to the peak, 13-12.
Here we go, 1-point game, as you said. The buy's really starting to be difficult for Renegades at this point. They do have money once again with the maximum loss bonus coming through. Tactical pause, Nifty's called it. Doesn't have the support of the coach anymore. Left to his own devices. Gomez is there for moral support. We'll see whether the AKs and AWP will be able to shut down the Gambit machine right now. The double orb setup of Mo and Hobbit has been quite formidable as we unpause the game. I would say Gambit, if I'm right them right now, going for that aggressive play. I want to maybe go for an AWP pick somewhere aggressively towards the Palace, for example. Maybe push up towards middle. We'll see what they decide to do. Round 26. They get to use the pause as well, remember. So just you think Renegades might be adjusting. That's when you throw in something aggressive, something a bit different, just to kind of ruffle their feathers a little bit. It's going to be the A execution. We did say Renegades haven't really tried one of these off the bat just yet on the T side. and they've got a 4-man stack up against him. It looks like Renegades might be facing some aggressive Gambit players at this point, but Jacob's ready for them. Or is he? Mur takes down the first. The recovery from Ustillo. Can he find the double? Not quite a Dren. It's back and forth right now, but Renegades have the advantage. Dosia and Hobbit do whatever they can, but Dosia's just left them all to run past, but he's missing all the shots, Matt. Only good for one. That had to be 2 kills. And Renegades should be able to win the round at this point. It's down to Hobbit to try and recover a 2 versus 1.
Might be the sex god, but that was anything but sexy. Thought it had the potential. Hobbit has to go with the AWP and pull it all back. Working very patiently to the site, spots the shoulder. Stops perfectly so as to align with the angle. No kit, but he's baited out. Azza reveals he's not on it and repeaks because it's an AWP and it missed a shot, so why not? 14-12, Renegades just barely hold on.
Well, that's a tactical timeout for Gambit, but there it is. There was 2 very similar ideas colliding with each other at the A-bomb site. Renegades wanted to go for the A push, so did Gambit, but on the other side of the map, they went towards that A ramp, 3 of them. And they fought 2 for nail. It was Renegades that came out on top, and it was left in a 3 versus 2. Gambit could have had it, though. Dosia had everyone in front of him. Only good for 1. Left in a 2 versus 1 at that point. And Hobbit with the AWP. Great attempts. Came down to just 1 final player, but with the AWP, he missed a shot, and that was it. He still had the incendiary, though. As soon as he saw it as it was, I thought he'd drop the incendiary and maybe flush him out, but went for the kill instead. And it's now 14-12. For anyone's game here, the money's just on a knife's edge for both teams. Renegades win this one. It's their map, their series. If they lose it, though, we're going to be tied up at 14-14 almost certainly. And then overtime comes back in.
Dosia. Off angle from bench to spot anyone working down the B apartments. Still, when Azza will back away instead with the bomb still inside of T-spawn. Toward the A site. No one in the mid window, 2 inside of connector instead.
Execution once more. Looking likely. Renegades do this, it's pretty much over. There'll be no money left for Gambit, but they have to win the round first. And in terms of the CT setup, it's very passive. Adren holding my jungle. Mir, CT spawn. Mo's got the AWP, but that's actually in the connector, so at least he can rotate in. Smokes it down, commitment comes through. Ustillo to charge towards CT spawn. Mo might have a gap in the smoke, but who gets the first kill? It's going to be Adren. Only good for 1. As Jacob pushes through, it's Mo to hit. A cracking AWP shot there to take down Azza and the bomb.
And the bomb, Mo still looking to make that gap work. It's finally cleared, and he'll have full vision. Hobbit also just desperate to jump above the fence and spot anyone on ticket booth. He's since done so. It's going to force them off the ticket booth, but also forces Jacob to go aggressive. Hobbit's ready for it. Big advantage for Gambit. If they retake this successfully, and it looks as though they're going to, Renegades is going to be in a lot of trouble because it's going to be another reset against them. JKS, good first shot, nearly lines up the second, and that might have given him a chance. They'll get on the defuse with the kits, so Dosia gets off it to make room for his teammates. Back to a 1-point game.
Indeed.
Bomb plant certainly helps the money, but I don't think it's that strong. I think you concede and let this go 14-14.
I think you're right. It'll be gutting to do so, considering you had such a lead at one point. Well, they were 13-8, I think it was. And now 14-13, you're full eco. So, like I said, if Gambit are the team to win that one, it would be a very difficult reset and give us 14-14 and then a potential overtime.
Adren. Only spots a player, can't do anything of it. Pistols instead get the kill. He has gone down though, and that was at the hands of Hobbit. Jacob will back off of mid. Dosia has bomb. Not bad. Hobbit's just trying to bait them in. Dosia's slipped up in the meantime, and it's perfect.
A bomb down, round over. And there we are. We're all tied up, 14-14. Last chance for Renegades here. Money not really ideal. I'll take a timeout, of course.
Some news for you, Henry.
Go on.
NBK on trial with Cloud9.
No way. Really? Is that official or?
That's from Vacuum.net.
He's on trial. So he's just
stepped in for FNS.
Yeah, but like that's the G2 project or disaster, I guess, with Mixwell coming in just kind of. Mixwell's gone now. NBK's gone.
Certainly suggests that Shock's team.
Will they be the new G2?
I suppose. I mean, Shock's was the reason they went to G2 in the first place. He had a long-standing contract when they built the French Dream Team, which meant that they, rather than aligning with Envious, went to G2.
What a colossal waste of money that was. Feels like this never really got going for them, did it?
Can't win them all.
Well, good luck to him. That seems like a sensible pickup. He wants to be an in-game leader. They need one. He's a very skilled player as well. He's a sensible young man, so good luck to him. Either way, round 29 here. And Mo will be AWPing towards middle, like we said. Renegades money not ideal. If they give up this round, I dare say this long, drawn-out affair will be one of those gutting disappointments of their career. Going now 0-3, 4.5-hour game for the exit of the tournament.
He's still out. Has to do what he can from the window. There's no one on the angle he pre-fired. That was well orchestrated as Jacob collects on a Molotov thrown by Nifty. That forced Mir running, scurrying towards spawn. As a Nifty, they're going to fire into this as well. It's now a 4-2, and this is for who gets map point first. Potential for more. We've seen it already in this series a number of times. It took 5 overtimes in our first map. Hobbit, good damage dealt to JKS, but the bomb has been planted. He knows he's toward Firebox, and I guess if you really want to take the site back and you need to do it swiftly, get the gun that gets it done. It's going to be the AWP picked up. He's not going in with it. Presumably he'll switch back to the M4 when they do. He's just desperate to try and get one pick first. Flash catches JKS, and they're going to save this. This is going to go 15-14 in favor of Renegades. Azza knows that they're going to save this too. This could be amazing if he gets both kills. Doesn't look like he'll get both from this position, given how far away Dozia is, but he certainly might still get Hobbit. Smartly, he'll run away from it.
Yeah, certainly will. They'll save the AWP, so money's going to be fine in that respect. It's going to be Hobbit to drop. They probably would have been okay without it, but still, series points again. But Matt, you know what's happening here.
Oh, absolutely.
You know we're going, so you know where.
You think I came back just to be in and out of the door quickly, Henry? I want to sit here as long as I can with you.
Well, my arse is starting to hurt. I'm not going to lie to you. I guess it's been a long time since
I use, shoot, I forget who makes them. I'll have to look. I use a pad at home that applies pressure evenly. It's like almost like acupuncture style.
Yeah.
It's like a soft pad with spikes. Yeah, I could sit for hours and my butt feels fine.
So we'll get it to overtime here. I know my boy Renegades.
Spike technology, that's who it is. Spike cushions. They use them in race cars too for the same reason.
They're going to make this a long, drawn-out affair. Let's go for it. It will be 5 AKs here. Mo misses the first shot. He's missed a few this series. Oh, this map, I should say. They've around 20 kills so far. It is a default round from Renegades, looking to close this one out and avoid tournament relegation. We'll see what happens here. Round 30. 4.5 hours. Both of these teams will be mentally exhausted. Another overtime. We might see some blunders occur. We've seen a few misses and whiffs starting to happen at this point, just in that fatigue. First shot missed again. Mo normally hits those. It's going to be Azza to find the first incision, though. Could that be enough? He came in from connector, and Mir, he has to be the last line of defense. Can he make things happen?
Well, that's just it. I mean, is that miss going to be what costs them? Seemingly not. He'll get a second crack at it and get JKS, but more importantly, his teammates have found kills in the meantime. Azza gets aggressive. 2 HP left for him. 20 for Mo. Mo a little bit better off, not only because it's more, but because he has the AWP, but he's on his own. Jacob gets Dozia. Plant for Renegades, and this for the series. To send Gambit home, Azza will confirm. It's 2-1 for Renegades. in a long drawn-out affair. We said it was good this happened in the morning. I still stand by that, but even still, these guys will be exhausted.
The thing is as well, the one thing I'd say about the Swiss format is, in terms of the storylines, it's difficult for them to really get hyped about it. All they've really done is avoid tournament relegation. Right? It's still like, that's not a massive progression on their journey for the tournament. Still have a lot to do here. It took 4.5 hours just to avoid being exited out of the tournament, but they have done it. So well played to them. Good recovery towards the end, but it's still like a hollow victory in the sense you're just so exhausted. It was so mentally testing, you know. You saw the desks being smashed, the shots being missed, and it was hardly an idyllic performance, but still, they got it done. And Gambit, they've got to be disappointed with that. After winning the major last year, Matt, so many roster changes, like a revolving door over there with the players and the in-game leader.
Just
they
in the
crash
fifth
out
spot.
0 and 3, yeah.
It's not like they've changed the core. It's just that 5th spot, but you're right, and it's. I think the major in itself. Look, I was a fan of Hobbit going into that. I was a fan of Gambit. I was definitely. I think I put them in my top 4 before that event, but it was an overachievement to win the major. They still looked like they were somewhat consistent afterwards, even without Zeus. They were still in the top 8.
It's a curse, you know. As soon as you win a major.
Well, I thought about this the other day. Now, it's not, I guess, that crazy to think about for a couple of reasons. Some of them are a long time ago, and also there are a lot of roster changes. But there's currently no active roster, a complete fight. There's cores left over of it, but no active 5-man roster that is won a major.
Yeah, so you think about Cloud9, just won the last major, completely fallen
SK's
apart.
made changes, Gambit's made changes. VP was obviously the longest standing. They've made changes. Nipit's long removed, Fnatic long removed. So again, it's not that crazy when you think about it, but it's still interesting.
Like, it's all like hyperbole, but the fact is, it does seem like as soon as you win a major, something weird happens to the team, you know, like something goes a little bit wrong. But there it is. It will be Gambit eliminated for the tournament. They're not the first. NRG's already crashed out, you know, but that was to be expected, I guess. That their team has given it a little bit of turmoil. They've lost their coach as well. The results aren't really translating from online to LAN right now. They seem very good there. They had a good performance in Sydney, but couldn't really do much at this tournament at all. So Gambit will join them. We're starting to see a few names drop out now. I think we have a couple more today that will be leaving as well. I'm not sure.
Well, we've already had Vici Flash.
That's true. So then tomorrow we have 3 best-of-3s. We're starting to get to the bookend now of this kind of Swiss format before we start the playoffs. So I think we're ready to switch over, are we?
To Paula, if I'm not mistaken. So he's on the floor with someone. We'll figure it out. He'll let us know.